It seems that the New Yorkers who voted for Zohran Mamdani for mayor are starting to realize that the free part of the free stuff that he offered to them to be elected the next mayor of New York City, it's going to take a while. Basically, they have earned their own "fell for it" award because New York's Governor Kathy Hochul has said that no, the free buses, which is one of the most important, let's say, promises of Zohran Mamdani's campaign, that is not happening, at least not for the foreseeable future. Governor Kathy Hochul threw cold water on one of Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani's key policy proposals: free MTA bus rides on the final day of the Summit Conference Saturday. As in not gonna happen. This is what happened with socialism. I wanted socialism. I wanted to see if they were going to test the socialism thing this time, if it was going to work. Spoiler alert, it won't work. But well, this was Kathy Hochul's words, so we don't take this out of context, and I have a couple more clips for you.
I cannot set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. But can we find a path to make it more affordable for people who need help? Of course we can.
She said, make it more affordable for people who need them. He didn't say free. That is important to notice.
What about childcare, though?
Childcare, I already committed to. So we'll be on a path to get there, because I'm committed to this as a mom governor. I get it. But also, to do it statewide right now, it's about $15 billion.
Okay, she's saying that she's greenlighting the free childcare. It's going to be $15 billion with a B. Oh, all right. Okay. But then the free buses. Some people are saying, no, but Mamdani never said free buses. I'm going to give you a couple clips about that. Bernadette Hagen, Governor Kathy Hochul promises that New York City is still a capitalist city. Oh, that is great. And has spent time taking to biz community. Also, Zohran Mamdani, and she adds, needs to do more to convince Jewish community he's on their side. Spoiler alert, he's not. When asked if Mamdani will keep NYPD PC, Hochul says she wouldn't keep harping on it if she didn't think the PC herself was interested in keeping the job. And by the way, this is okay, that she doesn't support Kathy Hochul. She said that she doesn't support the Democratic Socialists of America, of which Mamdani is a member. All this happened last Saturday. I mean, this was a switcheroo of bait and switch, it's called in Marvel terms. I don't support them. I've made that clear, Hochul said. She added that New York City would remain a capitalist city focused on our legacy industries that must prosper because they're the ones who generate the economic revenue. Oh, it's this interesting. Kathy, did you think about that? About that when you endorsed Zohran Mamdani for mayor of New York City, and he had all these socialist proposals? Were you thinking about that? No, right? Because you were fooling people. You were lying to people. She said, I am confident that he has the courage, urgency, and optimism New York City needs to lead it through the challenges of this moment. And for those who said, oh, Mamdani never said free buses, that was not one of the key, that was not that important in his campaign. I have the clips, I have the receipts. 3 of them.
Addresses the fact that today, in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, 1 in 5 New Yorkers cannot afford the bus fare. It would cost $700 million a year to make the slowest buses in the country fast and free. And by doing so, we would generate more than double in economic revenue for New Yorkers across the city. It would be something that would reduce assaults on bus drivers, it would increase ridership on those buses, and it would actually have environmental impacts as fewer New Yorkers would drive their own car or take a taxi and would instead get on the bus. And I know all of this because I delivered it as a state assembly member who won the first free buses in New York City's history.
My question is, if Kathy Hochul knew all about this, that Mamdani was all for free buses, and she knew that it was not possible, why did she endorse him when nobody wanted to endorse him? And two, why didn't she speak up back then? But she must have some kind of vested interest in here. And how do you make public buses safer in New York City?
You have a fare box on a bus. It increases a site of tension, of conflict, of assaults.
Oh, Kathy wants tension, conflict, and assaults to keep happening. How dare she?
When you remove that fare box, rather, what you find is a safer experience, not just for the riders, but also for the operators.
And there's another clip.
People who ask me questions about, is it possible to make buses fast and free? I say the cost would be about $600-700 million, which is less than Andrew Cuomo gave to Elon Musk one year in tax breaks of $959 million. Showing people the context that we're in and building a coalition where they may not see themselves in me, perhaps, but they may see themselves in the best and the brightest that I'll hire to surround me in city.
Yeah, people are seeing this is the free stuff. That is not going to happen. Mamdani voters, you've been had. I told you that we have tried to warn you. That never works. These people are liars. And there's another clip I want to show you before I give you my insights about this. You know, back in September when people were, oh yeah, Kathy Hochul is the only one Democrat really supporting Zohran Mamdani. I wonder why would that be?
The other high-profile Democrats in the state have not done. She endorsed Democrat socialist, and you know I call him a communist too, Zohran Mamdani for New York City mayor. How the far, far left candidate continues to divide his own party.
I mean, I don't know if she felt compelled or forced or something to do that, but it's the same tale over and over again. It repeats over and over again. There are lies to seize power, not the means of production. No, seize power by any means possible. You make sure to lie if necessary. You make sure to be aligned with the right people. In this case, well, the governor. I guess that worked really well for Mamdani, but then people must have legitimate questions. As in, if Mamdani proposed this so many times, and he said that this would be a game changer for New York. You heard the man in economic terms, in social terms, in safety terms, in everything. Making bus free would have this huge benefit, and it would only cost $700 billion. That is, we just have to raise taxes just a bit, tax the rich just a bit, just a little bit. Which, by the way, I think Kathy Hochul also said that no, that is not going to happen. Apparently, well, yes, you've been had if you voted for Zohran Mamdani. Maybe it's too early, but it is sad that very early Hochul is saying that not happening. Why didn't you speak out sooner? I wonder. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.